the State House of Nairobi is a real center of corrupt activities.
Welcome to my YouTube space. I am the Kenyan Beast. Of course, we are doing it the African way every day, every time. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the President of Kenya, William Ruto. Lately, those who were his friends have come out and exposed this dark truth about the corruption that's going on the State House or inside State House in Nairobi. Now, once his deputy Rigathi Gachagua has come out and spoke the truth about what's happening in the State House, about the Adani deal, about all sorts of corruption going on inside that State House. And lately, we had this revelation or news that William Ruto is one most corrupt leader, number one in the list. And then Nigerian Bola Tinubu was number two. Now, I want you to watch this video and then we'll come back and talk about it.
The State House of Nairobi is a real center of corrupt activities. And there are two watu wawili, moja anaitwa Adil na mwingine anaitwa Jayesh. These are the conveyors of corruption in this country. So, Mr. President, be an honest man. Look for a mirror before you talk about corruption and look at yourself. If you think the people of Kenya are very intelligent, Rigathi Gachagua has not been associated with any scandal in this country. So wewe unaenda pale unasema he is incompetent. In matters incompetence, Mr. President, I tend to agree with you to a certain extent. He was telling me to go and defend Adani. That Adani thing is the worst form of corruption in this country. That thing is corruption. I cannot defend it, Mr. President. I cannot. That is why he is saying I was not defending government programs. Corruption, is it a government program? Affordable housing. It is the worst fraud against the people of Kenya. And it's good today I tell the country. And those are things he was telling me to go to TV to defend. I told him I will not. Nothing to do with housing. This country is in a mess. Can I tell you how your country is in a mess? Let me just use 2 minutes to explain how your country is in a mess. We are the only country where we have a consolidated fund, which is money where all the Republic of Kenya money is kept. No president has ever had access to that money. Not Kenyatta, not even Moi, not Kibaki, not Uhuru. Right now, the consolidated bank, the consolidated account at the central bank is open. We are the only country in the world where we borrow money, it never lands in Kenya, the money goes and nobody asks anything. 2 months ago, Tony, 106 billion. What happened? Nothing. We are the only country where we take state resources. There's a constitution which talks about the money has to arrive at county government at a certain time. And by the way, when the money arrives in the county governments, depending on which side of government you are, most of our governors are taking all that money.
Welcome back. Now, this is political stage. And that was Rigathi Gachagua, former deputy president and close friend of William Ruto. And the other one is a senator who recently trended in Nigeria because he spoke the truth, or he always come out and speak how it is, the truth about corruption and everything. Now, but the fact is, Kenya is going down every day, simply because we are taking loans and the loans are not working. We are taking IMF, we are taking World Bank, but these loans or this money does not come to Kenya. It somewhere in between Kenya and IMF or Kenya and World Bank, the money disappears because it is going in the pocket of some people. For example, we took loan to build an electric railway, but see what we built. This is what they called standard gauge rail. And Ethiopia took money to build the same electric road or railway, and they did it perfectly more than us. That means that the money we used building this railway, part of it was stolen, and now it was left a little of the money, and then So the contractors decide, let's build what we have. But to be realistic, William Ruto is, or not him, I may say maybe not him, but his government is one of the corrupt government to ever have in the face of Kenya. And this deputy president who was deputy president of Kenya, who was his friend, he knows William Ruto very well. He knows the deals that were there in the government. So I tend to believe him so much. I believe regarding whenever he said that William Ruto sent him to do this, when he said William Ruto has done this, I believe him because he was there. He knows the deals that are there. He knows how the Adani deal went. He knows everything about the government because he was deep inside that government. So President William Ruto is exposed badly with his former allies, with his former friends. And we cannot ignore this as the citizen of Kenya. Citizen of Kenya, don't ignore this. When you are going to vote next time, you have to check very clearly. You have to. Don't ignore these sentiments from Rigathi Gachagua. Don't ignore these sentiments from this senator. And the youths, you must wake up. The youths, I know you are hearing these messages. I know you are seeing this. Sometimes we can say it's just politics. But no, it's not just politics. Inside this politics, we have 50% things that are truth and we have 50% politics. And as learned people, because we know we are in an era of the youths who are learned, we know things. That's why Gen Z had a successful demonstration sometimes back, because they are learned and they can mobilize themselves through internet and they can come out and know the truth because we have internet and we know how to read. We know our history. We know how taxes are being taxed. We know our rights, we know the laws of the country. So it's very easy for us to know the truth. And that's why every day I'm urging the youths, not only of Kenya, but the youths of Ghana, the youths of Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Tanzania, Somalia, Congo, Rwanda, all of you, the youths of Africa, it is time for you to be interested with your country. It is time for you to be interested with the matters concerning Africa. The youth, it's time for you to be interested with how governance is being done in your country. Because we need a better country for our children. I know we did not get a better country from our ancestors or from our grandfathers, but that does not mean that we will leave this country like this, our children or grandchildren, to suffer again. So we need to know the history of this country. We need to know how they colonized this, or how the colonizer colonized this country, the ways they used to do it, and we need to know that so that we can avoid the same mistake our great-grandfathers did. And we need to be concerned with how the government is being run. We need to be interested with the matters of the government so that the money that is being given to our country to help our country needs to be inside our pocket, because we cannot pay taxes for free without getting the essential services. We cannot be taxed money and there's no good roads. We cannot be taxed money and there's no health facilities. Now, things are out here working in Kenya. We have SHA. We have our housing projects. We have everything that's going on. Now, I will not talk about that because I don't want to talk something that I don't know. But according to former deputy president, according to former ally of William Ruto, he has said that these projects are scam. And let me tell you, when we talk about William Ruto, we cannot cease to talk about Ibrahim Traore, because these are two parts. Now, this is where Ibrahim Traore comes through, and he is getting a lot of fame from the people simply because he is fighting against corruption. One leader is doing corrupt things and the other leader is fighting against corruption. And William Ruto has taken this country into deep shit, into deep hole. I don't know, maybe 1 year on the next election he will come out and do something good for the country, maybe just seeking for the votes, but right now he has failed. And it's not that we are condemning William Ruto in a bad way, because it's bad to figure out, it's bad to place a leader with weird photos the AI photos like the one they did of him being in a casket and so more. It is very good to respect people. I respect William Ruto as a person. I respect. It's not my first time to meet the president of Kenya. It was some days like 206, 205 there maybe. He had come in a certain church's DA in Eldoret. That's my first time to meet him, and he was a good person. And he started giving money to churches earlier, not even now. Right now, I don't respect his government. I respect William Ruto as a person and the people in the government. But as an entity, I don't respect them because what they are doing to the people is not good. What they are doing to the people of Kenya, the corrupt moves and everything is not good. All in all, we will not, as the youths of Africa, as the youths of Kenya, we will not accept corruption. We must fight against corruption because it is by this corruption that we are suffering. We lack job opportunities. We lack good education services. We lack good health services. We lack employment. It is by this corruption that our brothers and sisters are going to Saudi Arabia, are going to Qatar, are going to Lebanon, and they are working like donkeys. They are enslaved because of only 30,000 shillings. Only 30,000 shillings. Your brother, your sister is being enslaved by Arabs there. And yet, the government is saying, wants to take a lot of people to countries like Germany to go and work there. Why don't you create opportunity in your country? Why can't you build these industries, these sugarcane industries like Mumias sugarcane industry to work so that people can get jobs there? Why can't you build your country? Use taxes so that people can open businesses. Give loans to people with low interest. People can open businesses. Why? It's because of corruption. Corrupt leaders are taking these countries deeper. But this is an expose. I hope Kenyans are learning from this. It's not just politics. There is something on this. There's a message on this. What Rigathi Gachagua said and the Onyonka said, these guys have some truth in it. So don't just sit there and say that's just politics. Our guy is doing good. This is our tribe man, our man from our village. No, that will not help the country and will not help you. You need to fight for the country and not fighting by blood and something. Fight by brain. Choose good leaders. Avoid leaders who have corrupt history. Avoid leaders who does not care about you and your children. Avoid leaders who give out handouts so that you can give them votes. Avoid leaders who are buying votes. Because once you sell your vote for 1,000 shillings, you are going to in a mess for another 10 years. Tell me, have your vote count for 1,000 shillings? My friend, you need to wake up. Youths, we need to wake up and do something good for a country. Tell me what you think on the comment section about that video. Until next episode, and peace be with you.